Oh man, RJ, what a night, what a night, what a night. Of all the nights for the Kraken to have this amazing 6-1 victory, it happens to be on the night where you missed basically the entire game because of the playoff game you had with the Voodoo Rangers, and I was stuck in bed with a 102-degree fever.
I know, but what a team effort all around. You and I included. Well, I guess not me, but you included. Um, yeah, this is what a game. So I hear. I checked the score and I was just amazed, like driving back from my game. Round of applause for Dylan, like holding it down on
Oh,
Twitter the whole game. Through a fever. I mean, that is some hockey toughness right there. And still being on here with us. But after that game, I mean, you just gotta be. It was awesome. So I'm gonna be kind of handling the chat tonight. You could all, I guess, kind of also fill me in on what happened. Um,
mhm.
Dylan will play that role too. But yeah, just so you all know, I had a playoff game of my own for the team that I captained, so I couldn't leave them hanging. But happy to be with you all here after that game. So let's turn to chat right
I
now.
was gonna say real quick, we got to
Yeah.
kick it off with the confetti and fireworks
Oh yes,
because it is
let's
a win.
go. Huge win too.
All that good stuff.
Yep, Dylan still
so
feeling
so
bad.
so
Got the effect going.
enthusiastic.
Love it. All right, so heading to chat, we got Cameron kicking it off. We scored 6 goals. We never do that. Wahoo! Dylan and I were talking about it like right before we turned the stream going. We can't remember if the Kraken have scored 6 goals in a game before. We couldn't get that for sure. I'm sure Chad will help us out with it. I do know it is the biggest blowout win, most lopsided win, beating the Montreal game very early in the season. That was 5-1. Yeah, just like a huge one-sided victory. Love to see that. Feels like we just don't get that.
Exactly, and it was a total group effort. Like everybody was involved in this one. Um, got some exciting stuff. Obviously, Sprong keeps it going, gets third in as many games. Everly gets the monkey off his back again, gets one in this one. Medeiros on Twitter had a good joke about, well, it's because he didn't try to go for the backhand again on that one. That one was good. And then the Swedes, Victor Rask, my boy, getting his first as a Kraken alongside Larson and Wenberg only 14 seconds into this one. It was quite a night and day difference from the last game against the Kings in this one.
Yeah, love to see that. And they tested Cal Peterson like I was saying they needed to going into the last game. They really didn't do it last game. Peterson, as I kind of said before the first game, like he's a goalie you can beat. You can just flat
Hmm.
out beat him. His angles aren't always the best. His positioning's not always the best. The spots are going to be there if you can hit them. That's easier said than done, of
Yeah.
course. But the Kraken hit their spots tonight. I mean, you look at the Rask shot getting through traffic.
Hmm.
You look at the Larson shot. I mean, way to get traffic to the net there. Eberly off the post and in. Those spots are there and they hit him. So I love that they challenged Cal Peterson and they were rewarded. Uh,
Exactly. And a lot of those goals tonight were just picking their spots.
yeah, exactly. So certainly saying, well, that was fun. It sure
Hmm.
was. Hunter, players Kraken traded away 1 combined point. Players Kraken acquired 4 points. Oh, I didn't even mention the picks. Hashtag the future is bright. Love that stat. Way to bring that up. And yeah, I mean, you look Sprong, Sprong get they traded for,
Hmm.
other players they've picked up, Rask, they traded for
Yep.
future considerations. I guarantee he's going to get more points than future considerations.
Yes.
Love to see it.
Oh, it's good. Good stuff. Good
Yep.
stuff.
Nathan with the dub, just throwing that in chat.
Hmm.
Michael, Angelinos blame the rain for everything. They gonna blame this on the rain too? Probably,
Yeah.
probably. I mean, although I will say there is a real life effect. Like as soon as it rains, like everybody forgets how to drive.
Oh yeah.
Nobody can drive in LA. So I'm glad people here know how to drive in the rain. That was a pleasant change of pace moving up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, but it's awesome too because we're gonna get some greenery a couple days from now for a whole
Mhm.
day and a half.
Yep, no, California could certainly use that rain. Tyler, what a game. Michael, Sprong, Rask, Pouliot, impressed by all the new guys tonight. Um, Dylan, sorry to make you talk some more, but
Oh,
how did
good.
Pouliot?
Pouliot played pretty well again. Kind of both games. He's played all right. you know, the Kraken struggled a lot to contain the Kings transition game, both last game and it continued in this one. But I felt like Pouliot did a better job tonight dealing with any sort of odd man rush opportunities and stuff. He felt a lot more composed to me.
That's good, and that's what you'd hope to see. Obviously, with the second game, just trying to
Hmm.
feeling it out on a new team. That's good that the arrow's pointing up. Nathan, nice to see Eberle back on the score sheet. Yeah, it sure is. I mean, that's what he's all about, and coming in on that chance, you knew he was going to try and pick his spot. Glad he didn't overthink it, and
Hmm.
hopefully this, yeah, as we know, Eberle scores in bunches when he scores. So hopefully this is just the start of something.
Hmm.
Uh, Hunter, this is why I have been crying out for Drieger to play more. Yes, Hunter, you have been. I mean, you've called it. I think a lot of us were kind of on that page. We were happy to see Drieger get the start tonight. And Dylan, did he play as well as the stats would indicate?
He really did. He made a couple big time saves. There was one fantastic glove save in the second period that was just awesome. He stayed big. I felt like he was a little more composed than we've seen him in the past. He wasn't as aggressive leaving his crease, and the one time he was, of course, it comes back to bite him as he totally commits to this shot. But no, the big thing for me, and I sent out the tweet, was his rebound control. He was not giving up any rebounds tonight, and when he was redirecting them almost directly behind the net. Like forget about sending him into the corners. He was
Yeah.
just sending them directly behind him. It was really really awesome.
Wow, that sounds great. Really impressive. And yeah, rebound control, we know that's an area he's struggled all season. Great to see him get that together, and hopefully, he gets some more starts going. It seems like he's earned it. Um, all right, let's see. Striatic, I like that the building got so quiet we could really hear the chirping. Oh, that's great.
Hmm.
Silence the LA crowd, I imagine. I'm sure, knowing, Kings fans, I'm sure a lot of them probably left at least early, mid third period. You got to beat the traffic, huh?
You absolutely have to, especially in the rain. It's gonna be
Yeah,
brutal. Um,
it actually is. It is pretty bad
yeah,
driving back in the rain. Alex, yeah, the team isn't missing the pieces traded away. I mean, looking at things, it really doesn't look like they are missing those pieces. And we'll see that sometimes with teams, addition by subtraction, where again, it doesn't really make sense on paper, but sometimes guys with increased roles, they step into them and play better.
right. And why not bring in players that are super hungry, right?
Hmm.
Rask, very much in the same vein of Donato, on his way out of the league, really. Pouliot, same thing, right? Hasn't been really an
Yeah.
NHL regular in years now. And even Sprong, who's was playing okay in Washington, but certainly had been a disappointment to this point in his career,
Right. And
given
and we heard Ron
everything.
Francis say, like, the team was trying to, send him
Yeah.
out the door. So I mean, and that's a little bit of that kind of magic that we saw with Vegas, where some of those guys that really were cast-offs on that Vegas
Hmm.
team. Whereas I think in Seattle, like it's not a bad thing, but a lot of these guys actually did have real value to their teams.
Yeah.
The teams kind of wanted them, but and Vegas had some of that too. But they did have guys that were real cast-offs that kind of, were hungry, were motivated. I think we're starting to see some of that post trade deadline.
Exactly.
All right, Tyler, that third period has to be one of the best 20 minutes of hockey the team has played all season. That's good to hear, especially with them having a lead going into the period. It can
Hmm.
be tempting to kind of take your foot off the gas to sit back and defend, and it seems like they didn't do that.
Exactly. No, they stayed pretty consistent. The only time I ever got worried for them was the start of the second, because that's
Mhm.
when they were really having a hard time getting the forecheck going again, and they were forgetting to get bodies in front. There was a couple times where they had the forecheck going, and they were kind of cycling it, and just nobody was in front, and I think it was the geeky McCann and the other guy on that line spacing. Yeah, they were out there, and there was multiple times where one time where McCann and another time where Geeky had it behind the net, and they were looking in front to make a pass, and there was just no one there. But it was clear that during one of those commercial breaks, someone talked to him, and
Mhm.
they started doing that again, and everything worked out.
Yeah, love to see that. Love to see the communication, the adjustments there. Ryan, holy mother of all things sacred, what a game! Yes, there is no like overreacting how great this game was.
Hmm.
Uh, and then yeah, Michael, oh no, get better, Dylan. Lots of well wishes for you from we got Michael absurdly saying, Cameron, Brian, all saying get well soon,
Thanks,
and
everybody.
we certainly hope you do. Let's see, Gregory. Finally, we give an opponent a beatdown. Sprong is on fire.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's nice to see. There really hasn't been any games where you could categorize as kind of like a beatdown since maybe the Buffalo game.
Right. And that's Lindsay down further down in chat brought that up.
Oh, okay.
Was the 7-3 Kraken win in that one. So
I'd say that's
scored
the last one,
scored 7, yeah.
and it's been a while.
Mhm.
Yeah, Sergeant Pickles. There are no duds, only studs. Special shout out to Dreeg standing on his head, Ebbs breaking the bad luck, and the Flying Dutchman on an 82 goal pace. Yes, agreed. And how about Sprong, the Flying Dutchman? I was hesitant on those shirts, putting those
Mhm.
out there, but like 3 goals in 3 games. I mean, I certainly do not regret it.
No, it's been awesome.
Yep. Let's see. Hunter, is it crazy to say that we play better without Schwartz? That's right. Schwartz was missing again tonight.
Yes, he was. And I mean, we had those thoughts earlier in the season too when he first left the lineup.
Yeah, we did. This is not kind of the first time that we're seeing this or thinking this. And it's not that Schwartz isn't a helpful player, too. I mean, we've
Mhm.
seen the positive impact he makes when he's in the lineup. I don't know how you reconcile it. I mean, maybe you just throw him in more of a bottom six type of role where he's, maybe clearly, can help more than some other guys. But yeah, Schwartz, I don't know, still trying to find a fit there.
Yeah, just never kind of clicked with everybody, and certainly hasn't been that kind of power forward drive the net guy that we were hoping he was going to be.
No, no, definitely not. Ty, I mean, where do we start? Good, great, wowzas. Sounds about right. Medeiros, tonight is not the night I get to stay up and hang, but I have a few thoughts before I head out. Okay, here we go. 1, the Pastor McCann living up to his contract.
Mhm.
The Pastor McCann. All right. 2, we were bodying the hell out of them. That's a good sign.
Mhm.
We talked about the physical presence and everything, being lacking last game. And number 3, Ebbs scored that goal because he didn't try for the sweet backy. He just tried to score. Yep.
There
Didn't
it is.
overthink it. Just picked his spot. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. No, the forecheck was on fire tonight. They were very very physical, using their bodies, leveraging all that good stuff. It was awesome.
Love to hear that, and making adjustments. I mean, that's one
Mhm.
thing that I really highlighted going into this game is this is the first time the Kraken have ever played back-to-back games against the same opponent, and it just provides you an opportunity to make adjustments that you don't have really in any other situation. And I think Hackstall passed that test with flying colors,
Yeah,
which is a good sign for him. And especially if the Kraken turn it around next season, they're looking like they're playoff bound, and Hackstall turn things around. That's what you love to see, talking about a playoff series. These are the kind of adjustments you have to make.
exactly.
All right, Lacardis, that was fun. Sergeant Pickles, anytime you beat LA, it's a good day. Hey, I am absolutely with you on that. Uh, Alex, all hail King Sprong.
Yeah.
King Sprong, that's another good nickname there.
Mhm.
Greg C, lots of good stuff tonight, obviously, but one thing I don't want to be lost is how impactful Alexiak and Borgen were on the back with their physicality. That was great to see.
Yep, using their size. Basically, I don't know. This felt very much like one of those games where the Kraken were listening to last post game, to what you and I and everybody in chat were saying, and they just came out and did all the stuff that we talked about, and you see the result tonight.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Man, I'm going to go back and just watch the entire game footage on this one. I'm not just going to watch the highlights. It sounds like everything was going right. Let's see. Stratic, on a scale of duh to un, how delightfully Vince Dunn was that Vince Dunn fight in defense of Drieger to punctuate an already out of hand game. Okay, what happened there?
Yeah, just the Kings were really getting aggressive, driving the net as they were doing. They were desperate. Is the bottom
Right.
line. They were desperate, and they were doing the things that desperate teams do. I didn't notice anything exceptionally like bad that was done or anything. But yeah, it was one of those just pushing and shoving, and then it turned into punches with the gloves on, and then the gloves came off, kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we know Dunn isn't afraid to go. Let's see. Schultz, not sure what is in your merch range, but to steal a couple of lines from Everett Fitzhugh and Dave Tomlinson, the Rask Master and Ebbs and Flows. Oh, those are good. And
Those are good.
yeah, those are good. Everett and Dave are great. They really are. Like the radio broadcast is awesome. Got a little bit of that in the car on the way back because just trying to get something. So that was nice to hear them. Usually we watch obviously the TV broadcast so we could see the game. So don't get to hear from them, too much. But those are great. Autumn, hang the banner. What a game! Yes, just beat LA banner. Keep it there
Hmm.
always. Ty, you don't mess with the Dundertaker. Oh, talk about good
I
nicknames.
was gonna say that's a good one right there.
Yep. Lindsay, dominant with a capital D. Absolutely. Tyler, Dunn has looked great this month, and especially after the Geo trade. Through 11 games, he has 9 assists and is +6. He's
Hmm.
been playing great along with many others. Great to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. I think he stepped up, with Geo out of the lineup, like we were hoping would happen after the Geo trade.
Hmm.
Because now, Dunn's one of the lead dogs on this blue line, and he's playing like it.
Yeah, and much better night than last game too.
Yeah, that's true. Valentina, hey, I know we have a bunch of new players. Who is number 21? He looks pretty good. Yeah, well, I know he shot the puck at least once, given the score sheet.
Yeah, and it was true shoveling garbage is what it was, and I think I might have been on the Kings broadcast at that point when they talked about it, and yeah, it was Donato had this great wraparound attempt, rebound came right out, but Wenberg was right there just to put the backy home.
Love it. Love to see it. Let's see. Kraken Hawk, great new podcast, guys. Your guest from Vegas sounded worried that the Knights are going to start regressing in the coming years and the Kraken are going to start ascending. Yeah, I think there was a little bit of worry in Ken's voice on that. We
Hmm.
did talk, about kind of the team's meeting, and he did mention that Vegas being maybe on the downslope, and there's some reasons to believe that when you look at their roster and everything. But yeah, I mean, go listen to that. If you haven't already, everyone, the Deep Dive podcast. We've got Ken Bolke from Sinbin.Vegas on there. Great guest. He's always got a bunch of stuff to say. Really entertaining guy too. And again, the Kraken play Vegas twice this week. Like it's great listening before those two games. That's why we planned it for right now. Yeah, it's a must listen before those two games.
Yep, gotta go spoil their season.
Yep, absolutely. The Kraken are in position to do that, and I am so looking forward to it.
Hmm.
Reading ID, RJ, don't keep us in suspense. What about your game? Okay, so I will say yes, we won 7-6, close game, back and forth. I don't think either team had more than a 1-goal lead at any point. But yeah, I ended up getting the go-ahead goal there with about a minute to go, and we hung on. But great team effort from everyone. Shout out Voodoo Rangers. We're playing again in a couple days. But hopefully we can get that changed because it's right during the Kraken game, and I would not
Again.
miss that for this. So I might have to miss my next game.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do. All right, Shay, my boy got it done.
Hmm.
Yes, he did. Lindsay, I missed the first 15 minutes of the first period because I was on my way home from my Learn to Skate class, but at least I didn't miss all the action. That's awesome. Keep it up with those Learn to Skate classes. That's great. And yeah, there's plenty of action for you to catch, I think, afterward. Sergeant Pickles, for real question, what is going right all of a sudden that wasn't before other than the new guys?
That's a tough one. I mean, I think the new guys help out. I think just realistically, the trade deadline, given the way the season has gone for the Kraken, the trade deadline was looming over this team for a very, very long time, and I think a lot of guys were worried about whether or not they were going to be moved, and with good reason, as we saw them move a significant amount of players. So I think there's some level of, hey, okay, the season's lost, so we can loosen up a little bit, and trade deadline's over, we don't have to worry about leaving town, so we can loosen up a little bit. And I think just the two of those things are allowing the guys to kind of breathe for the first time all season without kind of playing with something hanging over their head. And I think that's what's going right now.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And you look at the two main problems for the Kraken this season, and it's goaltending and finishing.
Hmm.
Those are the two things they haven't been able to do. I think goaltending has gotten better; it's gotten steadier, and then finishing, like it's the cliche. You're gripping your stick too tight. You're just kind of fumbling pucks like that. But there's a lot of truth to that. There's a reason it's a cliche, and I think with the guys just able to play a little looser post deadline, not worry about things too much.
Hmm.
I mean, you look at the scoring chances today, the shots, the guys look smooth, right?
Yeah.
It just calm, collected. They're not feeling too stressed about it, and it helps you beat goalies.
Yep, exactly. They felt like they could just go out and make plays, and they did.
Yep. Let's see. Scrolled all the way down to chat. Okay. Yeah, Lindsay pointing out the Buffalo game. Yep. Alex Carson's had a great game.
Susie's amazing. Like he's
I
just
saw. Okay,
amazing.
what happened? I saw he had like the plugs in his nose or something
Yeah,
on the
just
bench for one of the goals.
off a defensive zone faceoff, Lynn's stick got lifted and it kind of lifted right into his nose. But it got patched up and was all good. But just
Okay.
another incredible game from him.
That's great. And again, there were plenty of reports that the Kraken got a lot of interest for Susie at the deadline, and they chose to hang on. I'm sure, given what the D market was, they could have gotten a great return for him. But, they chose to hang on, and we can all see why they did. I think he's, a piece. We talk about pieces of the core, and Susie is rarely mentioned, but I think they do see him as someone to go forward with.
Yeah, well put.
Yeah. Lindsay, the Flying Dutchman cannot stop scoring. Apparently not.
Really
Three
can't.
goals in 3 games. Love it. Keep it going. And Lindsay, the ECH jersey blessing continues. Got my McCann jersey in the mail today, and sure enough, he scores tonight. And yes, you did call that, Lindsay. I know you DM'd us with a picture, or mentioned it in your story. I mean, with a picture of it on. Called that he was going to have a good game, and he sure did.
Yep, awesome to see.
Yep, Aaron, Tanev, and Rask, Flow Bros. Yes, I can't wait to see. Hopefully, Rask makes it to next season, so we can see him and Tanev just side by side.
Yeah,
that would be great. In their hockey gear and everything.
Yeah, we got Tanev for a couple minutes joining the broadcast there. It was only
really?
only about 4 minutes in the middle of the second period. He was there, and I don't know. He felt kind of low energy like me. I was vibing with him on the. Just all right.
Yeah, well, maybe Tanev. Well, I guess they wouldn't send him up there with a fever, but yeah, he's maybe a little under the weather. Stratic, I'm enjoying the new look Kraken. All these guys playing for long-term positions are having success, but more than that, they're just more entertaining and feel more Kraken-y than the RFAs and UFAs sent out. Yeah, I think there is, one, they are playing, more fun, exciting hockey. I think there was kind of that change in philosophy around the trade deadline where, instead of a lot of these dump and chase, a lot of these, stretch passes out of the zone, I think they've been, having controlled entries into the zone with speed. I asked Hackstall about that a little before the deadline. He kind of shrugged me off on it, suggesting maybe that wasn't the case. But then he was talking before this game about having F1 speed and speed entering the zone. So clearly it is something that they're emphasizing. And I think I'm guessing we saw it a lot tonight.
You did. I will say there was more dump and chase going on tonight than in some past games.
I'm just wrong with this always.
I know, no, it's fine. But they did such a good job of retrieving them. Like, this was the first game where it felt like they were really making an emphasis of, yes, it's going to get dumped in, but we're going to make sure we're there and we understand where everybody is in the cycle. And they were able to get the cycle going and everybody was on the same page. And that was awesome. But Striatic, what are we doing? We allowed 37 shots on goal. The shot suppression's not there. That's what it is.
Yeah, certainly not playing to that Kraken identity of shot suppression, but I will take it. Hey, Lindsay talking about graduating to the next level in the skating class. Still struggling with going backwards because you're leaning too far forwards. Yeah, that's tough to overcome that instinct. And reading ID, of course, pointing out, hockey players don't fall anyway. They just lose an edge.
Exactly.
Totally true. Yep. Keep that in mind. Let's see. Ty, for those new to hockey, think about this going another 5 games. You could see the emotion and physicality carry over from the weekend. Imagine what game 5 to 7 looked like. Yeah. I mean, again, if they can just string this stuff together, like the energy is just like something we haven't really seen with the Kraken before. I'm just hoping they can do that before season's end. Just give us a peek of what we could see next year.
Exactly, and I think we're starting to see that now, and it's pretty awesome. And quick shout out to Brian with the super chat. 3 shout outs of his own. These guys probably don't get stars, but I was proud of them. Lind for winning puck battles. Borgen, great puck movement. And Kuhlman finding his timing. You love to see it. Congrats, RJ. Get well, Dylan. Thanks for the get well wishes, Brian, and thanks for the super chat. Kuhlman had a really nice game in this one. He was so effective on the forecheck. Like I said, talking about puck retrieval, his speed getting into the corners for the puck retrieval on that line was so key to it all. It was a really, really fun game watching him.
That's great, and he's strung a few really good games together too.
Hmm. Yeah,
And thank you again for the super chat, Brian. Sorry, I've like not used to handling the chat here. Sorry if I missed it for a little bit. Thank you for catching that, Dylan.
it's all good.
Sergeant Pickles, I will take this version of Gruby and Driegs for a season. Yeah, I mean, if you give the Kraken league average goaltending this season, they are not out of the playoff hunt. I think
Hmm.
I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, but we're not talking about first overall pick, whatever. It's good to see the improvement.
Exactly. And as I'm thinking about it, I believe this game brings us to 500 when scoring first.
Hey, there we go. About
I
time.
know.
Oh, good. Let's see. We got Guillermo. I went to the Saturday game and was sad, but the whole time I saw Kraken fans, I was saying, we'll get them Monday, and thank God we did.
Hmm.
Yes. Yep, absolutely did. And I don't know. I kind of saw a split of these two coming. That's what I thought was going to happen. And great response from the Kraken. And yeah, it seems like the fans got the better of it tonight. Seemed like mostly Kraken fans left the building by the end of it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what you need to do though sometimes. Is just get the split, especially when you're, punching above your weight like
Yes.
the Kraken were in this. It was just good to see that they could make the adjustments and stick with that even when the Kings were mounting pressure on them and really trying to force things. The Kraken were able to stick to the game plan and just get the job done.
Yep. Let's see, Eric, extend Sprong. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, what they do. I mean, obviously it's going to depend on how the season finishes, but I bet he wouldn't cost much. I mean, if he keeps up the pace of a goal a game, he might cost a little bit more, but I bet he's not going to cost much. I would be totally on board, bringing him back as a depth option. I think he's an RFA too, so it's
He
not like
is.
they could just lose him for nothing. So I love that.
That's what I was
Uh,
just checking. And yeah, similar to the Donato thing. Should be able to get something done in the, $1.5, $2 million range.
Yep, agreed. Barbara, good morning. What a way to wake up. Yeah,
Hmm.
I believe joining us from the Netherlands. That's awesome. Thank you for joining us, Barbara. And yeah, I mean, it felt probably similar to me finishing my game and checking the score, waking up to that. It's great. Uh, Alex, let's play a game of Did Donskoy play tonight? I could not tell you the answer.
I
Another
could tell
quiet
you.
game for Donskoy?
He was out there. His job was puck retrieval on his line, and he did a good job about that. And he made a couple good plays in the defensive zone. He was kind of the one drifting further back instead of the center, kind of
Oh,
playing closer to home. But like I said earlier, Drieger just never allowed rebounds. I don't know what was going on with him
wow.
tonight, but it was awesome.
That's amazing. Ty, when you wear the 91, you must play to the 91. If you know, you know. Yep. Pointing that out as I think Alex brought up the other post game. 91s, they're snipers,
Hmm.
they're scorers.
They are.
Money number. Al, Seattle spoilers, help my Oilers. Congrats and thank you from Edmonton. This makes up for you guys beating us earlier this year. Give no one mercy. Cheers. Yeah, the Kraken are definitely in position to help out the
Hmm.
Oilers. Playing the Kings for these last two, and of course Vegas. That is the team hot on the Oilers' heels. I really do think only one of Edmonton or Vegas are going to make the playoffs. It certainly looks like it. That's how it's shaking out. And the Kraken, could help out the Oilers quite a bit.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the stuff we get to have fun with now the rest of the year.
Yep, I love it. Yeah, that's great. Seattle spoilers. Lindsay, it's nice to know that this team is capable of making adjustments and improving when they really try night and day from Saturday night. Absolutely. And I think that's what's going to be most important in these last few games, last 18, whatever games we have, is showing that they can make adjustments, that they can kind of be resilient if they have a dud of a game, and change the things that they need to. I mean, that's kind of what was so frustrating this season. It just felt like the same problems kept popping up, and there wasn't enough. There weren't enough adjustments made or the right adjustments made. So hopefully they can keep this going.
Exactly.
Ty stayed pretty clean tonight too. Only in the box once, not counting a fight.
Hmm.
Love to see that.
Yeah, and these refs just weren't calling anything, which was nice. I mean, there wasn't anything egregious that they missed, but
Hmm. Well, that's good.
Interesting.
Again, I like games like that where they don't, need to insert themselves as long as everyone's playing, more or less clean.
Hmm.
I like to see it.
Yeah.
So let's see. Nathan reminding everyone, give the stream a like. Yep. Let's see. We've got 41 in here, 29 likes. We could do better than that. Everyone give the stream a like.
Hmm.
Uh, Sergeant Pickles, if Flying Dutchman doesn't stick, Spronky Kong.
I like that.
That's good. Stratic, Lynn Smooch Watch. Root cut away before the Cole Lind kiss. They held the goalie love line shot for a long time, but it took too long for Lynn to get in there. Apparently, LA feed had it, though. Interesting that the
Mm.
Kings feed had it. I guess, good on them. But yeah, Lind is usually at or near the back of the line there, so he's always one of the last to get there.
Hmm.
So understand, trying to get to it. Lindsay, in addition to McCann's goal, I noticed at least a few clutch breakups on the back check to stop LA from scoring. His commitment to two-way play and consistent back checking is one reason why he's my fave. Absolutely, and that's another reason we like him at center too.
Hmm.
Because he's capable of doing that kind of thing, but he can always be kind of the forward back. It's F1, F2, F3.
Yeah.
And yeah, very underrated defensively. We've complained about, definitely a few Kraken forwards this season not being as good
Hmm.
as they should be defensively. McCann, I can hardly recall ever complaining about, maybe one or two all season.
Exactly. No, he was integral in stopping the Kings transition game coming back the other way tonight. He was really, really awesome.
Yep. Tyler, is there anything good in Carson Tworinsky? He's played 62 games and only has 18 points in the AHL. I haven't heard anything about him except he came from Philly with Hackstall, so I blame Hackstall. I don't know if he's to blame for Tworinsky. Yeah, I think, again, I haven't heard a whole lot about him. I have not watched a second of his game footage, I don't think, from this year in the AHL. He hasn't really been in the conversation as far as call-ups, so I imagine he hasn't been one of the better players on
Hmm.
that or better forwards on that Charlotte team. But that's kind of all I can say without having watched any of it.
Yeah, it's hard to say right now.
Yep. Alex, Victor took the Kings to Rask.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Yes, you guys are on fire with the wordplay, with
Hmm.
the nicknames, with everything tonight. Reading ID, yes, watch the whole game, RJ. You won't regret it. I mean, I guess you could skip 14 seconds in if you can't wait for the goals to start. You know what? I'll be patient. I can wait for the goals in this instance. I think.
Yeah.
Ty, lol, who's Geo?
Yeah.
On the ice, they certainly don't seem to be missing him on the blue line.
No. And the power play didn't score tonight, but there was lots of great puck movement from them. Some good looks in there.
And I like that it opens up Susie too for that second
Yes.
unit. Like, he's good. He's
He's
really good.
really
there.
good. Really good.
Yeah. Sergeant Pickles, if Dunn sleeps someone in a fight, he will have earned the Dundertaker name. Yeah, we'll keep that one in the back pocket for if he just pops someone on the chin and takes him down.
Yeah. And Alex with the Dunderdome.
Only fights the Thunderdome. This is great. Rock them Jordans. Does Yanni become the captain next season? Hard to say. I mean, they're gonna probably look at it in training camp, and I think probably have the players, vote, decide however they're gonna decide, and we'll see then. He's certainly a contender. Absolutely one of the favorites.
I was gonna say Gord and Eberle are the two I would put money on.
Agreed. Ty, what lies beneath? Drop the Dundertaker with an old wrestling clip. I love it. Yep,
Yeah,
that's
it's a good one.
Brian, I saw the Lynn goalie kiss on ESPN Plus. Kraken broadcast. Saw the smooch and fade to black. Perfect ending.
Absolutely
Yes.
perfect. Can't write it
And
better than that.
Alex, on Vegas, being allergic to developing one's own players is never a good sign for long-term success.
Mhm.
We don't know whether they can or not because they trade the prospect away before they can properly develop
Yeah.
them or not. So, yeah, that's reading ID. Drop the confetti for the Voodoo Rangers. Oh yeah,
I could do that. There we go.
yeah, there we go. Shout out Voodoo Rangers. Got the dub. Alex, wait, RJ's team is named after a beer? Yes, we are actually sponsored by New Belgium Brewing Company. One of our players set that one up. So we got the jerseys all, with the logo and everything. They look pretty cool. Lindsay, I am so excited for this pair of Vegas games. I would love if we could win at least one, and we'll be cackling maniacally if we somehow sweep them. Let's drag those shiny tin cans down to the depths.
Let's
Love
do it.
Totally here for it. Yeah,
it'd be so much
all of
fun.
these two games.
Twitter would be so much fun if that happens.
Yes, It will be for sure, and definitely be fun talking to Ken in the press bridge too.
Yep.
Be able to chirp him about those two games. I'm looking forward to that.
I was gonna say I could
Uh,
think of 30 fan bases that would be very happy with it as well.
yes, agreed, agreed. Yeah, get some more league-wide cred too. That would be nice. Ty, if Drieger isn't walking around like Conor McGregor after that game,
Hmm.
start him Wednesday 100%.
Yeah,
Oh, that's great. Yep.
I think they should strongly consider it after this one. This was an absolute. There you go. There you go. This was an absolute dominant performance from him. Like one of the best games any Kraken goalie has played all year.
Well, I'd love to see him have another one then. Vince Dunn, cult leader. Is Vince the future for our defenseman? I hope we keep him for a long while. He really makes an impact, especially with his fists. I certainly think the Kraken are hoping he's the future, for the blue line, and I think they're going to give him every opportunity to be. Yeah, and they signed him with that contract. 4 mil. That's a good number, good reason to keep him around. And I think next season, especially with Gio gone, they've really got to see what he can do the rest of this season and next.
Exactly. I think a full off season working in that and training camp working as that top unit power play guy. I think that's going to be big for him.
Yep, absolutely, and I imagine you'll be happy to see that's the case given your name there. Let's see, Absurdly Sane. We didn't really get to see him, but it was nice to at least hear from Turbo tonight too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, always great to hear from Turbo. Ty, Friday I'm losing the Tank Commander title. Let's go.
Oh, but it's so much fun, Ty. Come on.
Well, I I think we'd trade it for a win on Friday.
Yeah, I would.
Sergeant Pickles, we're gonna need a thumbs up, down, or neutral on the new guys to keep soon. Yeah, we can do that and look into it in a podcast. It's tough after only a few games, but I think we can. We can do a deeper dive on that. Do a big think.
Yeah.
And give our thumbs up or down.
Yeah, I like that idea a lot.
Yeah. Let's see. Eric, though Shane Wright does sound nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but again, the Kraken, pretty much whatever they do, they're in the running there on the lottery. And if you look at the difference between the second and third lottery odds, it's 12% to 11%. I'm not getting too worried over that difference.
No.
It's going to be the luck of the lottery balls.
Exactly.
Stratic, look, I was disappointed the Kraken allowed 37 shots, but LA allowed 38. So did we make up ground? So we did make up ground on them. Yes.
That is very true.
Differential. Yeah. So we'll take that. Lindsay, I will happily ruin our odds of the first overall draft pick if that means we can sweep these 2 Vegas games. That's how much it means to me. Love the enthusiasm, Lindsay. Yeah, we are all on board.
I was gonna
Brian,
say, never thought we'd see Lindsay rooting for the Kraken to win a couple games.
I know, right? What a surprise. Brian, so your thoughts on Hackstall for next year? Here we are, players leaving, new guys rolling in, and on the fly they've responded. Maybe we take a breath. If not Hackstall, who are you hiring? I think, again, Hackstall, we really do believe he's going to at least get the start for next season.
Yeah.
I think that certainly with how they've kind of turned it around a little bit, that's almost assured unless things go really off the rails at the end of the season. And again, if they keep this kind of thing up, then it's certainly justified. He's showing what he can do. And we've talked about this, this end of the season he's going to have his audition basically. And so far he's passed these last few games.
Right, and I think that, as we were talking about earlier with the guys having to play with the trade deadline hanging over their heads and stuff, it couldn't have been easy for him either as a coach trying to deal with all that stuff too. And him not having that pressure, kind of really officially everybody being like, all right, the season's lost, let's just work on the little things again. Just as the players break it down to the kind of bare essentials to work on things, the coaching staff does that too. And I think that's kind of what the coaching staff needed to do all year. I think they really wanted to try to hit the ground running coming off of a very short off season. And I don't know that they were ever going to be able to do that. But I think now that they're kind of breaking it down to those bare bones things, we're starting to see them make the adjustments game to game and all that good stuff. So I'm definitely willing to give him a full regular off season to kind of then see what he can do.
Yeah, agreed. And you pointed out before the trade deadline, and when you see these guys, every day, practice games and everything, you kind of get a sense for the moods. I think in my opinion, the trade deadline was really weighing on Hackstall. I think you kind of
Hmm.
just tell he was wearing it, you know. It's
Yeah.
tough, and he seems a lot happier since.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just think the pressure is off of him too, which is nice.
Yeah. I mean, don't
Um,
forget how long that all went on. Like Geo was being talked about as everybody looking to trade for him in November.
It was yeah, it was around November, and like even the immediate stuff. I think with the trade deadline being later than usual this year, everyone got kicked into gear about a month early, and
Hmm.
so you've got a month of like all that speculation. It does wear on you.
Yeah.
Sergeant Pickles, final call. Who gets the Davy Jones hat? I didn't watch the game,
I
so I
know. I
don't
know.
have the best indication
It's a
here.
tough one because so many guys played so well. I'd be tempted to give it to Susie, but let's be real. It's gonna be Drieger. Made so many saves. What, a 36 save performance, and
Hmm.
with some clutch ones too. Multiple odd man rushes, all that kind of stuff. He just had a fantastic game.
Yeah, well, I like that pick. Lindsay, this was the most excited I've been in a while for a Kraken power play. It was
Hmm.
great to see the new guys on the power play. Yeah, I mean, the power play looked good.
Yeah, it did. It did. Like I said, there was a lot of puck movement, all the kind of stuff that we've missed all year.
Yep, that's great to see. Ty, probably need to shout out to the big rig as well tonight. Monster body and using it, but
Mhm.
also he was deep in the offensive zone many times, including being net front for the Rask goal. That's cool.
Yeah, no
You know he
willingness.
likes to do that.
Yep, willing to step up, join the rush. Just love when he does it. It's so awesome to see.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that on the rewatch, seeing that physicality, seeing that size. Let's see, Universe Roblox. I got a stick from Drieger.
Nice,
Nice. That's a
nice.
good one.
Yeah,
Kitty B Kraken. Maybe Kraken can pick up DeBoer when he gets fired after our upcoming Vegas sweep. There we go. That'd be a very Vegas move to
it
just
really
pick him up.
would.
I mean, they basically just did that when they brought him in. I do like Peter DeBoer. I think certainly if you get that Vegas sweep, no reason to get rid of Haxtell, yet. So
True.
kind of works both ways there. Ty, RJ, you need to check the Blackhawks Sabres highlights. There's a gem in there. Lol blew a 0-4 lead. Oof.
Yeah,
I looking at those two teams, I couldn't even say which team blew the 4-0
I
lead.
know,
They
right?
both, I would guess Blackhawks, I guess, after what they did against Vegas the other day. Um,
Yeah, it's
so
a good one, and I know exactly what Ty's talking about too.
okay. So I'll make sure to look at that. Reading ID. Besides Vegas, we can't have Ty tanking Pride Night, so let's go break the curse. Yeah, absolutely cannot tank on Pride Night.
No,
Gotta get the win there.
that's gonna be really fun. Wish I was there for that.
Yes. Yeah, as Ty pointing out, I'm expecting Seattle to go big with Pride Night. The city will bring it. Absolutely. It's going to be a great night. Yeah, I expect Seattle to bring it big time.
Hmm.
Geo Show, you predict Hack comes back next year. Do any of the assistants not make it back? That's less certain, especially given the special teams play.
Hmm.
If things really turn around, you get a good amount of wins going forward. I think both assistants might be safe, but I think maybe one of them could be on the chopping block. If things go south again.
Exactly. I think the post-season interviews are going to be very, very big when it comes to them, as far as seeing what they want to work on moving forward and stuff, and
Hmm.
whether or not that kind of fits in with what the Kraken are thinking.
Yep. Stratic, I am so curious to see what the Sprong and Donato RFA contracts look like, if anything. Really, all 6 RFAs. The end of the season is important to all these guys. For sure. I mean, it's going to make a big difference in their salary, what they're looking at going forward, especially guys like Sprong and Donato, who are toward the end of their RFA years, too.
Hmm.
They're staring UFA in the face pretty soon. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of term, what kind of money they get. Yeah, it just would be really fun to be a fly on the wall at those negotiations.
Yeah, yeah.
Really tricky ones.
It's gonna be interesting to see if everybody just wants the bridge deal. Take the 2-year deal, get to RFA, get to UFA, get out of there, kind of thing, get paid, or if Donato, Sprong, as they have success here, kind of for the first time, they want to pull a McCann and kind of lock it down and commit and know that they have some security for the first time really in their entire careers. So it's going to be very, very interesting. And then you've got some other ones in there, Geeky, Coolman. It's going to get interesting quick.
Yeah. I mean, what does Geeky get? That's going to be all of
Hmm.
them really interesting. Let's see. We got McTwist. Drieger was insane tonight. Sounds like he
Yeah,
was.
it was awesome.
Yep. Ty, that chart tonight ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Yeah,
Exactly.
I gotta take a look at that shot chart. That's good. Striatic, poor Hayden Fleury is cursed. Waits all year for the deadline to get some ice time, and then immediately injured. Yeah, a rough break for Fleury. I mean, just you hate to see that, and I guess good that he hasn't gone on IR yet. Um,
Yeah.
but they could always do it retroactively too. So tough one for Hayden Fleury. Looking forward to hopefully seeing him soon.
Hmm.
Lindsay, let's see. I know any word on the Fleury and or Schwartz injury timelines. As of this morning, Hackstall said basically no updates. Still day to day, upper body, both of them. They were not on the ice for morning skate today, I believe. They haven't been on the ice, either of them, since missing the game. So
Hmm.
that's the latest that we know. Let's see, Vince Dunn, cult leader. Whose performance do you think has been the most exciting to watch this year?
That's a
That's a tough
tough one. Daniel Sprong. No.
one. Yeah, there we go. A little recency bias maybe there,
Maybe
Dylan.
just a
Uh,
tad bit.
I'd go with Jared McCann.
Yeah, that's
That'd
a
be my favorite.
that's a good one. I was trying to think of someone on the back end. I mean, Susie has played fantastic every opportunity he's gotten. Larson, it's just always fun to watch offense, defense, see whatever he's doing. But
Yep.
I think McCann has really been the biggest. You know what, Donato? I'm gonna go Donato.
Yeah, Donato. That's a really good one. Donato certainly. And at times I'm trying to think of like the highest ceiling that just got the most pumped up. Yanni Gord has had his moments,
Yeah.
maybe not taken as a whole, and also Colin Blackwell.
Hmm.
When he's had his moments, I don't know if I've been more excited than after a couple Colin Blackwell goals this season.
When he's out there flopping around, falling down, it's all good.
Yep, but good question there. Brian is 4 times 2 mil right for Donato, 3 times 3. I don't know that he's going to get the 4-year term is probably a lot.
Hmm.
I think maybe if you're going 3 years, I think you might be able to get the money down to 2.
Yeah, I think so. And that's
So
still
maybe 3 times 2.
yeah, that's my guess. And that's still, nice, larger than 100% raise for him.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And Striatic pointing out what we actually have to go with the 8 years times 2 mil.
Yeah,
That's what we got to do.
exactly.
I would take that for sure. Ty, Gord, Kuhlman, Rask. It's going to be amazing.
Mhm.
RJ will like Rask on the boards again tonight as well.
Yep.
Because I liked him last game on the boards.
Yep.
I imagine we'll see some more good stuff on the rewatch. So excited for that. And Lindsay pointing out Gord, but can't forget the early Tanev days. Yeah, of
That is
course,
true.
Tanev's got to play a role in there too.
Yep.
Yeah, especially what was it, like the 6 goals through 7 games, 6 games, 7 games, whatever it was to start the season. Incredible. Media saying Gord.
Gord, yeah.
Yeah, Vince Dunn, cult leader, Rip Colin. I want him back. We do too.
Yeah.
We do too. Really disappointed, when he got traded away. But I think it was his birthday today. I think it was his birthday today.
Oh, well, happy
Happy birthday, Colin Blackwell.
Hmm.
Yeah, it'd be great to have him back at some point, and at least he's thriving with the Leafs, and Leafs fans seem to love him. By the way, after the first game he played in Toronto, I just searched Colin Blackwell on Twitter, and Leafs fans love the guy already, and easy to see why.
Yeah, for sure.
Alex, highest variance is Everly for sure.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh
for
my gosh,
sure,
yes.
for sure. Yep. And then reading ID, Dylan, how did you like John Forsland going all in on Big Lars tonight?
I love it. Anytime you can, have fun with Larson, and it is funny. He's one of those guys that never has really had a nickname stick, like anywhere ever, and so I will take it to have some fun with him, and just hear his name called. I love it.
Yep. Let's see, Brian, lol, true. Donato made 750K this year. He is a core guy. Pay him 2 mil times whatever. He will die on Queen Anne Hill.
There we go.
Not far from me. All right. Okay, I think we'll do a last call. Put Dylan out of his misery soon here.
Yep, just take me out back like old Yeller.
Oh no.
Oh no, it was such a good game though, RJ. It's a shame you had to miss it. I know you had an awesome game, and that's cool or whatever. But
I know. Yeah.
we had the new Swedish House Mafia coming through for us at the beginning of this one. Eberle, Sprong. I don't get it. When is Sprong gonna stop, RJ? If ever.
If ever, I mean, that's the question. If ever, will he? Not not when, but just will he at all? Love to see it. The Flying Dutchman doing his thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. All right, last one's my Stratic. My friend shared an IG post. Oh, where the Eberleys started house hunting in Seattle after the
Hey.
deadline. Makes sense, I guess, now that his contract is essentially untradeable.
Mm.
There might be a little something to that at the moment.
Yeah.
But, glad they're laying down roots here. Glad to see any player, kind of laying down their roots in the area. And the Eberleys are great.
Mm-hmm.
Glad to have them around. So, Brian, do not end on Old Yeller. Yeah, we can't end on that.
We won't. We
All
won't.
right, last call for some positivity in chat here.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay, let's see, Lindsay, night all, get some rest. See you on Wednesday for hopefully a dance party after beating Vegas. Yes, hopefully that's coming up. Stratic, you don't have to read that one aloud,
Too late.
guys. Well, already did it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Vince Dunn, cult leader, with Eberle or Gord likely to be our next captain. Who do you think gets the next A? Likely for me is Jared or Tanev, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't hoping for Vince. There's going to be a lot of contenders, and I think they're probably going to go with splitting the A's home and away. So there'll probably be 4 of them. I would
Mm-hmm.
imagine they do the same as they did this season. So yeah, lots of A's to go around. I think Dunn, like he can grow into kind of a leadership role in the team. I think he's probably a long shot for it.
I was gonna say, is Larson now the only defenseman with anything?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
'cause
I think you
Alexiak
want to at
doesn't
least
have
have a defenseman. I think Larson's going to keep one of the A's. Whichever one of Eberle or Gord doesn't get the C, we get the A,
And then
then that
Schwartz
leaves,
has an A.
Schwartz already has an A. They're not going to take that away from him. So that leaves one open, kind of one wild card spot there. We'll see who steps up and gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Ty, I'm taking my last blank on Friday before the Vegas game. I could do Sprong lol, but yikes. That'd be a risky one, but high risk, high reward, I suppose.
I was gonna say, but what a perfect snapshot of a moment in time to go ahead and get that done.
Yeah, always remember. And then Ty, what line does Tanev go to if this is the team next year?
It's a tough one.
Yeah, I'd put him back with Gord, have him kind of be the Blackwell replacement.
Yeah, I mean,
On what might be a second, third-ish line.
yeah, I was gonna say, I'm assuming Rask and or Kuhlman is not gonna be there next year, so that makes sense.
Yeah, agreed. Stu hopping in before we go. Nice win tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Brian saying third line. Alex Gord with the C for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see if you're right.
I was gonna say, you know what? I might like Tanev with McCann. Thinking about it.
Ooh, that could be good too.
Give
Lots
him-
of possibilities. I'm so excited for where we see him next season.
Give him a nice, consistent like net front presence guy.
Yep. Yeah, no, that'd be nice. All right. Oh man, just
I
more in
know.
the comments. Sorry, Dylan. We will get you out of here soon enough. We'll end it after. Let's see. Vince Dunn, cult leader. Jared has shown that he wants to be here, and I love that Tanev travels with the team. So I think either would be a great choice for the 4th A.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of options, can't go wrong. Love that Tanev travels with the team too. I've kind of seen him a little more behind the scenes, just around the locker room and stuff. He is with the guys. He's chatting it up. He's, still very much a presence there. And it's good for me to see that,
Mhm.
behind the scenes. So Lindsay, a few games ago, John and JT were talking about how vocal Yanni is, praising his leadership. I really hope he gets to see next season. He would be a fantastic choice. I mean, I like Yanni Gord.
Yeah,
I'd be all for that. It'd be cool to get a C on that jersey.
it would be.
And then Stu, down to magic number of 3 losses before Kraken are out of the playoffs. Okay, we don't want to we ending it on that.
Well, but I was gonna say it's gonna stay there for a little while as
Yeah.
we win these next couple games.
Yeah, I know they could have been mathematically eliminated, pretty soon otherwise,
Mhm.
but they're holding it off. Not
Exactly.
not today, Grim Reaper.
Yep.
All right, so reading ID will close up. Get some sleep, Dylan. Hope the win is a cure for what ails you. We all hope so.
Hmm.
Yep. And so we'll let you get some rest, Dylan. Thank you so much for sticking it out with us tonight, despite
Nope.
not feeling well.
Oh.
And thanks to all of you for joining us. Love to do this after a big Kraken win. Hopefully, we got more of them coming. And I'll do the Dylan line. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, there it is.